What does the term strong practice mean to you?
Consistency, commitment to action, detachments from the results, discipline, dedication, devotion thing helps too. So strong practice is dispassionate actually on some level. And the managing of my energy. You know, there's a whole vinyasa to the day to make the teaching sustainable. And so many Mysore teachers really burn out if they teach hard for a few years. And I got a long view. And I think about, I want to be an old Mysore teacher. And what are the disciplines that are necessary to not spend all my ojas now, but to actually continue to cultivate and have a lot to give for the long run. I have what I call my council of mentors. So there's the support from the teacher. And then there are people in my life, a small number, who are experts at administration or energy awareness or economics. And when I have a real, like when I reach an edge in the management of the Shala, I feel like I have a support system that I can reach out to. I keep clear boundaries, so I'm not asking a bunch of people for advice. And also, like, I'm not open to unsolicited advice. The work with the Shala is really, it's really clear that the Shala is not me. It's not just a venue for me to go out and, like, do Angela Jamison yoga. It's an institution separate from me, and I actually serve that institution and steward that institution. And ultimately, like, it's nice to feel a little obsolete, which is just starting to happen. This year, I felt like the Shala become self-intelligent a little bit. And it's a wonderful community, and it's my source of purpose in the world. But at the same time, I don't want to be totally needy and, like, get my identity and my self-worth from that, because at some point I'm going to have to, you know, lighten up about it. Right. And all those students need to learn to be alone, too. So the institution, it's been clear all along that I'm supporting an institution and conducting experiments in institution building, not just doing my dharma as a teacher, which is maybe its own distinct line of action. It lets me be present here as a student and to let go of the teacher identity. Because, you know, before I had the teacher identity, I had the, like, scholar identity, which helped me organize my energy, but in the end became a bit of a shackle. I got into yoga in 2000, and it had always been really up here, real reclusive also with my energy, a very private person, very much a creature of analysis and words and logic. That was my home base, even though I was actually kind of using that to suppress a lot of emotional intelligence that made me really uncomfortable. So I used my intellectual life to sort of escape from Montana. And in any case, I got to graduate school at UCLA. And right at the start of graduate school, in October, I'm crossing the street in front of my apartment right off Santa Monica Boulevard. A young person in a red Honda Civic, I can see it coming at me, ran a stoplight right in front of my house, or ran a stop sign, and plowed right into me. And the next thing I knew, there's an EMT, like, strapping me to a board. And I'm strapped down, she's putting an IV in my arm, and I start to struggle and yell. And the EMT says, "Don't fight, your neck is broken, and if you fight, you'll be paralyzed." And I had an instant physiological response to that and became paralyzed.
Really?
Yeah. I have a really strong body memory of being in the MRI machine, totally paralyzed, and really happy to be alive. Like, I wasn't ready to go. And the next morning, my husband's holding my hand, and we're still, like, in there under the lights. I'm still, like, immobilized. And I realize that I can feel something in my fingertips. And, like, the whole psychosomatic process that I've just been through starts to unravel. And I realize I still have a body. The surgeon who was going to operate on my jaw, because my jaw was basically fused shut and I was eating through a straw for quite some time, said at some point you're going to have to take responsibility for your tension. And then he told me to do yoga. And, at this point, like all my paradigms had been washed away.
Yeah.
And also I was like, I have a body, I have a mind, I'm gonna nourish and care for what I've been given in this life. Yeah. And very soon after that, I settled into a morning daily Mysore practice. It was just so obvious.